are you all doing? I am sitting in my office. I've just done a workout and I thought I better pop on and explain a little bit about the processing of doing a challenge or starting out a program and what occurs over the time frame of whether it's an 8-week, 6-week or a 10-week program, what occurs along the journey and why some succeed more than others. So what you will find when first starting a journey in health and fitness is that the first couple of weeks, you're thrown into doing burpees, push-ups, you're handed a meal plan which has 20 ingredients that you don't even have in your pantry, and they're big changes. They're big changes that you're expecting to slot into your lifestyle the way you have been living for however many years. And you need to first of all learn the strength to be able to do push-ups. You'll then be comparing yourself to other people going, I'm not as fit as her, I can't do it as her. And then you start doubting your abilities. When you get a meal plan, you're all excited, let's go buy the shopping list, and then it's like, oh, every night I've got to read how to cook this, and it becomes too difficult, and then you just go, oh, I haven't got time to do this, so then you just put it to the back burner, and you go back to your stock standard eating, or you just take little snippets from the meal plan and go, that'll do. So that's what usually occurs within the first 3 weeks of beginning exercising. You're all excited at the beginning, you start off real good, and then you hit week 4. It may not be week 4, but you'll get the gist. So about week 4, you might actually have some of your friends commenting now saying, wow, you look amazing. What is it that you're doing? And you'll be like, yeah, well, I'm doing this program and I've been eating real good and da-da-da. So everyone's providing feedback now about how healthy you look and that you look like you've lost weight. And then bam, you fall sick, or somebody in your family falls sick, and then life gets a little bit difficult and challenging, and that's when we let go of our routine. So you'll now stay home because you're sick, which is nothing wrong with that, but then you'll enjoy having that time off, and then a second session will get missed, and then a third session will get missed, and then your brain starts processing things going, oh, I'm so far behind now. Oh, I really like staying in bed or staying on the couch, and I'm not going to be able to keep up with everybody, and you have self-doubt, and it goes out of control, and before you know it, you're not returning back to class because you're feeling too embarrassed and you're just down on yourself. What else? Also in this time when you are sick, you do usually grab bad food because you're wanting instant energy, and then it's spiraling out of control, and then you kind of fall in a hole until I'm reading my notes because I always forget stuff. All right, so at this point when your brain is telling you all these stupid things like, oh, you can't go back to class, you're so far behind, you're going to have to start from the beginning, you need to tell yourself, shut up and don't listen, okay? I always say that we have 2 little birdies on our shoulders. One is positive Pete and one is the negative little prick that we don't want on our shoulders. So when the negative side starts saying, no, you can't do it, no, you just say, shove off, okay? I'm not even listening to you. I'm going to listen to this bird on this side. And that's all you have to do. You just trust yourself and get your ass back to class. Right, so as we enter into, say, week 7 to 10, you might get a message from your trainer and she might be saying, hey, where are you? Why haven't you been coming to class? What's been going on? And then we have this big, deeper, meaningful, and you tell me about your situation, how life turned to shit, you got sick, or kids got sick, or husband's been away, and it just spiraled out of control, and then you retreated and went back to your old self. After a bit of banter between the 2 clients and trainer, you then go, okay, I'm coming back to class. So then you come back to class, you start again. What? Okay, maybe also at this stage, you happen to weigh yourself, or you happen to take photos of yourself and you're comparing yourself to day 1. Or you're comparing yourself to somebody else in your group. At this point in time, you'll be like, oh, I thought I would have got more results by now. Maybe I should revisit that meal plan and actually follow it. So you've just kind of wasted 7 weeks, but that's okay. But you just kind of wasted that time because you were still getting used to doing all the exercises and you thought that was enough, but it isn't enough. So you revisit the meal plan and you go, come on, I'm going to make this work this time and I'm going to stick to this plan. Now, saying that, the meal plans aren't always specific to each person. So you do need to do a little bit of thinking and playing around with your meal plans. It's not just, okay, eat that, I'm going to drop 10 kilos. It's not that. If you want that kind of plan, you need to pay hundreds of dollars to see somebody to do a plan like that. And still, it is constant rejigging and changing numbers and macros. And you need to see this trainer about 5 times before, and it probably take 8 weeks before you get a meal plan specific for what your requirements are. So at that stage you go, yeah, let's check the meal plan out. Let's start focusing. We're coming to the end. We're getting excited. Let's go hard. Let's even dabble in doing extra exercise on the days off, right? So you're going gung-ho now because you're excited because you can see the finish line. Then week 11 and 12 come. And you jump on your scales, you have your weigh-in, you take your photos, and then your brain goes, you mean I did all that for just 500 grand loss? And then your brain goes backwards and it goes into depression and why did I bother? It wasn't worth it. And you forget that you didn't behave with your food, and you forget that you didn't do extra exercise. You forget all those things, and you forget the time you drank, and you forget the time you took time off. You forget all those little things, and you just go, that's it, that was a waste of time. That trainer's no good. This method doesn't work. It doesn't fit me. It's not working. But reality is, it doesn't matter who you are training with. Doesn't matter where you are or what you are doing. Everyone loses weight with the right dedication. And working out all those formulas with your food, it doesn't matter where you are. If you aren't eating right, you're never going to get results. Okay? What else? So also at this end point where you're weighing yourself, you now look at other people's results. And you go, oh, well, she got that result. Why didn't I get that result? And then once again, you retreat and you get depressed and you compare yourself and la-di-da-da. You put more stress on your insides unnecessarily and you go backwards. When really you should be focusing on, shit, I got this score in the beep test, or shit, I can now do 5-man push-ups, or I don't know, you just forget all these little intricacies, okay, and they're all important. And the other thing, the final thing I want to say, no, not the final thing, not yet. So sorry, at this point, at week 11 and 12, when you're weighing in, you're comparing yourself to other people, you have 2 options, 2 questions in your head. It's either leave this trainer and go somewhere else because shiny objects are interesting. It might keep me more motivated if something's new. Or do you accept that perhaps you didn't dedicate yourself enough? You continue with the process and you just make little changes every week. Okay? The way to succeed is making small changes. So as you go through a 12-week program, a 10-week, 8-week, whatever it is, you're trying to change your life from this type to this type. And if you just go, okay, let's go from there, let's go try this way out, you're not going to succeed. You're going to fall off and it's going too hard, too much of a change. You need to go, all right, let's make a small change. Let's come to here. Next week, let's fix this problem up. Come to here. And slowly work your way over to the new life. And that is how you succeed and you'll have long-term success and you won't ever fall backwards again. So, my final words of wisdom to you is, I don't even know what it is. So obviously not everyone is the same. This will not be the journey for everyone. Perhaps some people have already done all these steps one round already, and they're probably up to round 4 of doing it. So don't ever compare yourself to somebody else and go, you know, she's got more results than me. You don't know how many kids she has at home. You don't know whether she's got a husband that helps. You don't know if she has thyroid problems. You don't know if she's got hormone issues, or if she's going through menopause, or somebody's calling me. Right, I'm going to have to wrap it up. That's 10 minutes. I hope the message got through. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I just had to take a phone call. But what I wanted to just press into you guys to understand is, when you get to the final end of your journey with whoever it is that you're training with, and you're left with that decision of, well, I didn't get great results, maybe I'll try somewhere else. Sure, bright, shiny objects, new things keeps you motivated for so long, but after so many weeks, you're going to go through the same process and journey that you do at every single fitness club, whatever. So you need to work out why it is that you keep falling off, or after so many weeks you go, oh, I can't be bothered anymore, and then you start going through that process again of, you know, after so many weeks it loses the shine, you start having days off, you start sneaking in some alcohol, you start, you know, start the process again. So you need to work out and stop that bad scenario continuing over and over again, because it's going to follow you wherever you go, whoever you train with. The same problem will exist, and if you need to approach that issue, and that issue unfortunately is with yourself, and you need to learn how to stay committed, how to love yourself and allow yourself to have that time to exercise, to allow yourself time to meal prep, to schedule your life so you fit all that in. That's what you need to solve, and once you have solved that, then you don't even need us. You can just train yourself. But that's what I need to say to you, and hopefully that has sunk in, and I will speak to you soon.